best friend died, he was in line. That's when you come.
G-C.U.E.
The podcast you have been waiting for.
6 friends, 6 opinions, infinite laughs, all unfiltered.
This is that fire podcast, believe you me. It's the almighty intellect, C-U-E. 6 ballers on the court like a 3-on-3. And my whole team is MVP. We getting buckets, catching oops, step backs, jellies and threes. Real talk, no cap, better cop out free. Put respect on a name when you talk about weed. But when you see us, you know what it's gonna be. It's the Q.
Guess what time it is? Guess what time it is? Do you know what time it is? It's time for the one and only GQ podcast. That's G-C.U.E, not to be affiliated with the magazine or the company. As usual, it's your boy LB, a.k.a. Bugs. I'm with my Q La Familia. We're going to go around and get some introductions. We're going to start with Bub.
Hey, what up, everybody? If it's your first time with us, welcome. If it's not your first time, welcome back. Anyway, just please enjoy the show.
We're going to slide over to Eddie.
Yo, what's up? Listen, man, I love everybody in advance.
The real PJ.
If you see me in the streets, please say the real.
And Mr. Suave himself, straight from ATL Shot.
What's up, people? We're going to be unapologetic today.
Most definitely. We still waiting for Steve to chime in, but you are now rocking with the Q. Let's go.
All right, tonight, fellas, we got a good show. We're going to talk about relationships and many things that go along with it, from
but you are now
being monogamous. Why does this always have to happen, man?
It's my fault. My fault.
All right.
It's all good.
All right. So anyway, we're going to dive into some relationship talks. You know, from a man's point of view, we're going to talk about dating, monogamy, family, red flags, everything. You know what I mean? So to get that started, I want to pose a question to y'all. So, is being in a monogamous relationship realistic?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Coming from a married man, all right.
Absolutely.
You gotta go further. Absolutely.
Reason I say absolutely is if that's the agreement between two people, two souls, two spirits, that they're going to be with just each other, even though vows have been made before and been broken. But if two people agree and do everything in their power to make it work, it can happen. It can happen. It's possible. It can't be ruled out. It's possible. It's definitely possible.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it might sound kind of traditional this day and time, being with everything that's going on with the modern generation, not even just the modern generation, but you know, this day and age in general. But it's definitely possible and can happen and is happening.
There has to be an agreement.
Has to be.
You're going to be.
I don't think that there need. Okay, monogamy is just it's typical, right? Like that's what your average relationship is, and I say that because I do know that there's. All right, let me break this down real quick. So I don't think that you go into a relationship like, yo, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to be monogamous. Like, I just feel like that's an unspoken thing most of the time. If it's anything outside of that, that's when the conversation needs to be had. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, most of us are married men, so it's like that's what it is. Like that's what we do. So I mean,
don't all of us in that.
It's only 3 of y'all that's married.
I said
Don't all of us in that.
I changed it up. I said, did I not say most of us? Or
most
half of us?
It's
half. Yeah.
All right, so
I apologize, Sean.
Let me speak on this real quick. Monogamous, part of it, I think, is the idea. But like, let's be honest, like a lot of you people are biblical, right? King Solomon had how many wives? Was he monogamous? But he considered to be the wisest man because he just married every chick that he liked, right?
I don't think that's why he's considered to be the wisest man.
Nah.
Well, it is,
I don't
'cause then
think
you have
that's
to put everything
monogamous.
in
Like,
perspective. No, it's not monogamous, but the idea of
What?
monogamy is something that is traditionalized, like Boogs was saying. So, like,
Right.
I mean, like people who've cheated, people who've had kids out of wedlock, all different types of stuff, and then people get divorced for several different reasons. So some, like in some cases, like Boogs are saying, if people really work at it, yeah, it can be some monogamy. But in a lot of cases, everybody has skeletons, and there's a lot of skeletons that people keep in their homes. You know what I mean? So that's why there's swinger clubs. That's why there's all different types of things where people let everything kind of be known that they do other stuff. So monogamy, because I think you're, as a person, you're attracted to like, as a man. I can only speak as a man. I see other women, I look. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you don't have to act on them, but the idea, like, of being monogamous can kind of be like old school. It just depends on like what you really want, like what people are really into.
I
Like
think
Boogs was saying.
monogamy kind of coincides with marriage. Because when you have a marriage between two people, the ideal term, whether it be biblical or natural, is that the two become one. And that's going to be your mate for life. That's the only one you're going to be with for life. Now, true, tradition will have it that that's it. That's who you're with for life. But this day and time, outside is what's going on in the world. You know, let's be real. I would like to say that the majority would be faithful, but I don't think it would be an ideal statement.
I think
So, like,
when
ideally, hold on, let me get this in real quick, Sean. So, ideally, the definition, by definition, monogamous, married to one person, basically like sex with one person type situation. I mean, your relationship might typically start that way, but then you may be in a situation where, you know, as I forget which one of y'all said it, was Bub was like, yo, you know, that's why they have swinger clubs, or maybe you might want to invite other shit into your shit. Like, it is what it is. So that's no longer monogamy. Then that's what do you call that?
Monogamy.
Polygamy, swingers. I mean, the thing is, mono bases off the word one. All right, we know that. But the ideal is this, because like we're men, so we talk to older men. They be like, there ain't nothing wrong with looking. You know, they say those type of things. Like that's the thing. Like we've heard older men say that.
Everybody looks.
I mean, right? Everybody looks, but
including women.
And in a relationship, it's like PJ said prior. Like, you know, sometimes with relationships, you got to spice them up. Things got to get different. Things go different. You have up and down peaks. So sometimes with monogamy, that may be the issue. Like, you know, it might be a sex issue where people have, okay, like this sex drive is higher for me. Yours ain't hitting. There's something that you might have to alter. So monogamy, in the sense of your confines might be different. You know what I'm saying? Like some people have, you know, like where they do different things. So I don't think it's as traditional as it used to be.
I think when you enter into a relationship, the expectation is to be monogamous. I think that commitment in the relationship, the expectation is already there. But it's a conversation that needs to happen to say, okay, we're no longer dating, like, because dating means you can like kind of date whoever you want to, and that also needs to be a conversation. Like there has to be a lot of communication in the process. But once you're like in a relationship, the expectation is that it's just the two of us in this relationship. So is it possible? Yes, but there needs to be understanding. Now, if you decide later on down the line to go into a swinger kind of thing or open relationship type situation, that also needs to be a conversation that both parties agree on. And if one party doesn't agree, it can't happen, because at that point now you're cheating.
Right.
So it's just the expectation of relationship is the two people in the relationship, unless there's some kind of other understanding saying, you know, it's me, you, and chick over there. Like it's just you have to have that conversation.
King Solomon was the wisest man. He had how many wives, how many concubines? Because anything he liked, he didn't his eyes weren't just for looking. His eyes were for like, oh, I want that. That's my joint. So he didn't even have a kingdom for real. He just had a whole bunch of wives and dudes that worked there, because, you know, like that's what it is.
But see, if we talking about King Solomon, yeah, King Solomon was old. That's Old Testament. But you know, while we talking about monogamy, I want to just step out a little deep out here. You know, when you think about monogamy, it's so many factors that play part that I think a lot of people don't even think about. before. It's like the conversation has to be had if you're trying to step out of monogamy. Especially you thinking about the marriage, you thinking about the relationship that you're in, you thinking about the feelings of your partner. These are things that should be thought about. Then you got to think about how it affects you as a whole, your mental status.
Right.
How does it affect your children if you have children? All these are involved in that one momentary decision for one moment of pleasure in the flesh. That's why I
STDs.
feel, and I want to exactly, and I want to put that out there. A
Kids.
That's what matters.
conversation has to be had. Has to be had.
All right. So do y'all think that
Yeah.
monogamy is natural, or is it something that's learned?
Learn.
I don't think marriage period is a natural occurrence. Like that's nowhere in the animal kingdom. Like it's not there. I think
Apart-
it's definitely a learned. It's definitely a learned trait. Like it's something that you have to understand. Basically,
Mhm.
it's not impossible. I just think I feel like if you're not a monogamous person, you just shouldn't be in monogamous relationships. Like just
Right.
stay out of
Right, 'cause
them,
you're
or just
wasting-
find somebody that's cool with you. Yeah, find somebody that's cool with you doing whatever you want to do. Because
Mhm.
outside of that, it's just like anything else you do, you're cheating. And like Bo said, like at that point, you're affecting yourself, that person's family, your family, kids, friends. Like everybody gets
Yeah,
involved once
everybody
somebody steps on a
involved.
relationship.
Check this out. If monogamy was so natural, when you're young, even when you hit your 20s, your parents say, "Oh, don't settle down in a relationship so early," because the idea of monogamy and trying to settle down, because they know that you're young and wild still. You know what I mean? Like you kind of got to settle out and kind of go through some things, and before you just marry somebody and go through those type of things with
Yeah,
relationships.
but at the same time, I know that society plays a big part in the idea of being monogamous, right?
What
But
you mean?
just the whole idea of it, you know what I mean? Because like you can have a
You're all watching
society
it
that
out
says that having more than one wife is okay,
true.
right? And that's natural. That's their society. That's how it is. For
Mhm.
us, being married to one person is the way it is in our society. But at the same time, couldn't society also be pressuring us into cheating as well?
What?
Most definitely.
No, it is.
Most definitely.
Think about what you just
Whoa.
said, Bub.
Most
You just
definitely.
said.
Hold on.
You just said when you're younger, you're told don't settle down. You're too young to be in a relationship. That's society telling you at this age you need to be sowing your royal oats.
Player.
It's your parents who've lived a life and had experiences with things, who've been there before. Because how many times do you find yourself now looking at things your parents told you in certain instances that you was like, they were kind of right? Because if you try to settle down sometimes, and I can speak for myself, I had we all know I had a relationship for years, and I wasn't ready to settle down at that point. But I did things that were adult, and purchase a home. I guess they say call it playhouse. And then,
Yeah.
but when you look at it at the 24, 25-year-old person stage, like, man, like you don't have any kids or things, and you still have some of those natural impulses. It can make you, and I like you said, it's my decision ultimately that leads to whatever cheating or things that may have occurred. But when your parents tell you like, hey, do this way, you should heed it sometimes. You learn. Sometimes you just got to learn by putting your hand on the fire and you get burnt. And that's what happens a lot of times.
Well,
and that's especially with relationships. Because like y'all married, but did y'all get married in your 20s or did you get married in your 30s?
Right before I turned 30.
I got married in my 30s,
but
but it's like
right.
But that's the whole thing with it, right? Because like you basically saying like when you try to have this serious ass relationship in your 20s and you still you want to do you want to live life. Like, I mean, I feel like, I'm gonna say it's a proven fact, but a lot of times when the person that married their high school sweetheart, a lot of times that doesn't always work out. You just with the same person from that point to this point. It's like, yo, I didn't even live yet. Like, I just been with this one person this entire time.
True.
You know what I mean? Never dealt with nobody else. So when you get it all out of your system, go ahead.
In a lot of cases though, like old school, a lot of them did stay together through it all. Like, you know what I mean? Like they would stay married. Like you said, they would have kids out. They would have kids in the relationship and kids out the relationship.
Right. They chose to deal with that shit. Yeah.
Right. But then like they were telling you, hey, don't even go down this road yet if you ain't prepared, because there's some behind the scenes that you don't know about these details with this situation. And that's where I I think monogamy is when you're more settled down and in the direction of wanting to really start like basing your life to be more structured towards the family altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So PSA, if you're trying to have a hot girl summer, don't start a monogamous relationship. If you're trying to have a bad boy summer, don't start a monogamous relationship. It's not for you yet.
What the hell is a bad boy summer?
Right. I ain't heard that's new, man.
But I want to chime in and say that Monisa sent in a comment saying penguins have the same mate for life.
And they don't
we
get
ain't entertaining
married.
Monisa's comment.
We love you, Mo.
ain't no bishop down there marrying a penguin.
Yeah.
But well, I did say the animal kingdom, so she right.
Yeah.
Damn, Mo.
So do you
But
see?
I think
do you see a benefit in being in a monogamous relationship as opposed to just?
Again, it depends on what. What up, cuz?
Yo, what's going on, champ?
It depends on if that's what you want. It still is your own thing. Like, you know, for me personally, right? I like the female companionship, and it's best when it's that same person. It's your best friend. She knows you. Like, you know, we have fun together, whatever, so forth and so on. That if that's your thing, then that's what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's beneficial. Then I guess to answer that question, it is beneficial. Like if that's what I'm into. So,
and I want to add on. I think it's beneficial for the fact of, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not trying to be out here looking stupid in these streets, but at the same time, I'm not gonna have my queen out here looking stupid in these streets. You see what I'm saying? It play both parts. Cause you out here messing with this one. Now he watching me. He know me. He follow me to work because he want to stalk you. And this, that, and the third. There's too many instances to play a part with stepping out, especially with the other partner not knowing.
What kind of ID channel shit are you on? You on some ID channel shit, man.
To be honest, what's the deal with all of that extracurricular nonsense, dealing with multiple people and shit?
Yeah, but y'all speaking
stressful
from the
ass
perspective,
bullshit.
Like it's cool. Y'all speaking real mature right now. But we're talking about like in your 20s in the wide scope of everything. The 20s, the 30s. Now y'all speaking from early 40s.
Because you thinking what you did, cuz. Like, let's be real.
That's cool, but that's what I'm saying. So the idea of monogamy is beneficial, like for what you want to do when you want to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but when you in your 20s and stuff like that, because none of us was married, we hung out together. Like, you know what I mean? So there was a reason that none of us was married until even like what PJ said, to his late 20s, almost 30. So there's a reason that you did that. And what's the reason that you decided to do it then?
So I was close.
Hey, that's true. That's true. Did you read the comment? The vet said, and I think that a lot of people have issues with monogamy because sex drives hit at different peaks.
Most definitely.
Yeah, definitely. But go ahead.
I mean, but even okay, sex drive hits at a different peak. So it's again at that point, were you ready to be monogamous? Because like a sex drive alone shouldn't be something that like takes you out of a relationship. If anything, it just makes sex in your relationship a whole lot more often. Because it should do.
Because hold on, at the same time, though, if you're not happy with what you receive from your partner and you want to step out, like you truly want to step out, do you place your love for that person, which the expectancy would be to place your love for that individual over your own natural pleasure? But is that really what happens in all actuality?
Complacency. Complacency plays a part sometimes and things like that.
So it goes back to y'all having a conversation and it's like, hey, let's try this different type of situation. Because since I love you and you love me and I want to satisfy you, let's get this situation to try.
But I think that is again, like I said before in another show, that's a tricky situation because once you add that element in your relationship, it's now in your relationship. It doesn't go away. So once you say, let's go be swingers for 2 years, like it's just what happens in year 3. You know what I mean? Because like year 3, it's like, it should probably call this Randy again. Like it kind of fucks up the thing. So now you get in an argument with your girl, and now she's like, but when you get into that, can you get back out of it? I think that's the thing.
You can't add a new piece to your relationship, your sex life, and then remove it and think it's gonna be the same thing, unless she taught her a new cartwheel or some new or showed her how to wear that thong a little different. Outside of that,
But that's
you can't
that's all on
that.
your
Like,
discipline, though, right? Like,
that's the whole thing with monogamy. It's about your discipline. You know what I'm saying? Like, because people have urges, like you say, when you look with a certain, oh man, like you don't just look say, oh, that looks nice. You're looking like, damn, because that's how you react for real. You know what I mean?
But
so
you're supposed to.
right.
Oh, boy, sit your old ass with that. You're supposed to stuff. Like, don't nobody look like that.
Supposed
Says,
to, my
wow,
brother.
she looks really nice. Like, no, nobody does that. Nobody talks like that.
Yo,
I don't even
yeah,
do it, but you're supposed to.
Women don't even look at men like that. They see a guy that's cute, they think
I don't
the same
do
thing
it.
you thinking when you see a dope ass female.
But doesn't that like eliminate the whole aspect of being in a relationship in the first place? Like, if you got to step out on your relationship, why are you in? It's like you're in a relationship for one reason, to get like one benefit, and then your other benefit has to come from outside the relationship. You shouldn't be in a relationship.
Or it could be that all your benefits come from that one person, except that, and you get the one benefit from outside.
Nah,
go ahead, all right, because we have a conversation now. So, from a man's point of view, for all y'all, if your girl decides, you know what I mean, this ain't enough, I need to go find somebody else to finish the rest of this. Y'all good with it at that point?
Yo, I've talked to some old heads who felt like, yeah, they could go do that because what it does is it cancels out what they do on the side. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I know a few old heads that was like, you know what I mean? Like, if she go over there and do that, that allows me to do this, and then we can both be on our own time and still live together. You know what I'm saying? And like to Vet's point, people who sex drives do peak at different points, but then that also comes with complacency and routine. You know what I mean? Because some people become bored as the relationship can be. You know what I mean? So then that's what the danger is of inviting something new into your relationship when you have another person in there. You know, but you can communicate all you want, but if that leg or that knee don't bend the same way, you can't do that thing the way you like to before, it might be an issue.
Hey, so
you don't bend the same way.
we talked about, you know, you have to have that conversation with your partner in the beginning of the relationship to say that, okay, we want this to be a monogamous relationship or otherwise. If you have this conversation and your partner is telling you, in all of my relationships or all my prior relationships, I've cheated on every single person I've been with, is that a red flag?
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah.
What I'm saying, they're saying I want to be in a monogamous relationship with you. I've cheated on all my other people, but you're different. Should you go forth with this relationship? Thinking that
it's a red flag, cuz it is a red flag. At the same time, it's up to you if you're going to take that chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe if you're digging this female like that, you're going to be on some, like, I don't know. I might try. I'm gonna take this chance. Maybe
Stop, yo.
I don't
she
be
told
the one.
you up front her box is for the streets. So that means let her box be for the streets. Like, stop lying to yourself. Yo, some people can't be saved. You know what I mean? She says, yo, I want you to be the man that changed my life, but she's not. Basically. She didn't change. Like, stop it, man. She was honest with you up front. So she's telling you, yo, if you don't do what they messed up on, this is what I do. This is my routine. And that box hits for the streets.
Yo, everybody gets older at some point. Like, you got it. Like, you think she's going to be fucking everything forever?
Nah, then
like, that's what it's going to be?
If that's the case,
she's going to give up the box. She's going to be 65 years old, giving up the box and everything.
What's our school mascot, cuz? We the Cougars, right? There's Cougars out there, right? Out there handing that box out.
Yo, come on, man. Come on.
Like, come on, man. Stop don't act like that, cuz.
Beth said don't speak for us women.
No, I've seen that. But she stopped fronting, though, because act like if you don't see your type of guy, you don't look at him and have this thought in your head. Like, if a nigga see a female, like, damn, she thick as fuck. I don't know. Maybe you got like a guy with a little bit of, I don't know.
What? Don't go there.
Just stop.
Don't do that.
I don't know.
Don't do that.
But you might see that guy and just be like, yo, he can get the business. Like, women think that shit. I don't give a fuck. We're all human. We all.
So here's the thing. Here's the problem. Men are a whole lot more stupid when it comes to making those comments out loud. Women make those comments to other women. They don't really necessarily make them to you.
I said like, in her head, in the head.
Yeah, because dudes will say that shit out loud in the car.
Yo, she thick as fuck.
Yep. Go for
it. But yo, to get back on on the red flags thing, like I'll still knock it off, but I ain't gonna try. I'm not gonna try to really believe that I'm gonna be the one you settle down with. If you told me flat out to your face, yo, I got a history of cheating on everybody I was with, but you're different. Like that sounds dumb.
Okay,
like,
but what if it's you though? You're saying, all right, yeah, in all my other relationships, I've been unfaithful, but I'm ready to settle down. So no,
first of all, I don't even talk like that, PJ. So don't hypothetically me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't talk like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I say directly what it is. I've been
basically
my whole life.
I'm with the real.
So basically,
PJ.
what you saying is you can't be that good of a dude.
Oh, you agreeing with PJ?
I'm agreeing with him because okay, I feel like what he's basically saying is you could be that guy. You do something for her that no other dude did besides dig her down, obviously. But there's something else about you that just makes her go, yo, he's everything to me. Like I really want to give him my all. You don't think that's possible? Obviously, in the back of her head, we're gonna be thinking, damn, she's probably gonna do me dirty the first chance to get. Like me being a truck driver, I'm gonna be on the road, nervous as hell, calling her every minute. Yo, what you doing?
Yeah, because you ain't securing it. So why would you have that in the back?
That ain't worth it.
Because you're not even secure enough. Like exactly. So why even torment yourself if you go sit there and say like, she want to be with me, but on the road for real, you thinking the whole time like, man, that thing is on the block. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this doesn't make
man.
Hold
on. My thing is this though. 2 points. I didn't mean to cut you off, Eddie, but just 2 points right quick. Man. It could be a red flag. And it most definitely is a red flag in my book. But what I'm saying is, number one, I'm not going to downplay myself and say I'm not that good of a dude where she couldn't see something in me or something that I'm providing and be like, oh, he's different. So I want to do different by him. That's number one.
That's cool in the beginning because y'all forget the newness is always dope at the beginning. Like every relationship starts off, oh man, it's the newness. You know what I'm saying? But if her old pattern and habit has always showed something different, even when you like get tired, different things like that, once the newness wears off, what is you're gonna be like Eddie. You're gonna be on the road wondering, damn, she ain't answering her phone. Is she at old boy's crib? Or she doing this?
Always in the back of your mind.
But it may take you some time to get over that, because like you said, it is a red flag. And just like if I could go up to a female and say, yo, I dusted off every female that ever came in my face or that I even had a relationship with. But there's something about you. There's something about you that makes me just want to keep my dick in my pants. Like
what?
She's gonna have to choose I'm just saying, she's gonna have to choose to trust it or.
But that was part two of my. That was part two of my statement. It's like every relationship we get into is a chance. But it's the same difference. You get into a car, you take a chance. You don't know you make your destination. Get into a plane, you take a chance. You get into every relationship you in, taking a chance. It's just up to that male or female. If it's something they're willing to accept at that point in time and say, I'm going to take a chance on you. It is what it is.
No, because it's different between somebody that got that box from the streets and somebody who, all right, check this out.
She said she cheated. The example stated that she cheated with the guy she was with. That means relationships. That means she was out here just giving it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
So that's how she felt about her relationships. How would she feel about niggas that she was just casually having sex with?
Wait, the comment said she cheated with every person she was in a relationship with.
Every person until you.
On every relationship that she's in, she's cheated already.
Yeah.
What makes you different?
Maybe she liked it for Dora.
I don't know.
There's something different about you that she liked.
This is bullshit. If you got a family member that's a crackhead and they stole your money 7 times, that 8th time you're not gonna leave your money on the fucking dining room table.
But that's the thing. She didn't steal your money.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let me just use a quick example, cause
you took from me 7 times.
Every dude she dealt with in the past was just like his money was funny or something, right? And if she link up with you and you just bread out the fucking ass, and she goes, oh, well, and this is what she's looking for, and you're cool with that. You know what I mean? Which money goes back on to something else we was talking about. Maybe she's like, fuck it, it's worth me being faithful to have this financial stability. I'm just saying that's an example.
Just cheat for money.
Or maybe you should just ask the question: why did
say
you
that
cheat
again?
on all the people before me?
Because she felt like it.
She just gave you a reason. She just wanted to cheat.
There
was no reason. She just did it.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yo, there ain't no real reason why. Yo, stop with that super, like, men, like, we cheat for the stupidest reason, just out of physical attraction. It don't be because we missing something. Like, I hate that myth. They be like, oh, man, she wasn't cooking at home, all the shit. Because niggas be going home, and play their life like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I slightly disagree, cuz. I slightly disagree with that.
We know you like to hug a lot, so it's different. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Like, so it might be that emotional connection, but for
I like having the emotional connection. Damn that.
Yo, we got a comment from D Barber that says, when you enter into a relationship, you really need to lay your cards on the table. If you had issues in the past as mature adults, you should be able to discuss things before you get in too deep. Be honest up front. That way a person can decide up front if they can handle it. No hard feelings, which is exactly
that's right,
Which is what I said. Exactly
what
I'm
shit, cuz.
Respect. Respect.
No, but let me ask this question to everybody, especially the guys that are married, right? How many of your relationships? Right. But think about it. How many of your relationships?
Don't ask me no crazy question.
It's not gonna be.
Hold on, man. Let that man speak. Go ahead.
How many of your relationships prior to you getting married failed?
All of them.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Right. But you still decided that you were going to get married, right?
Yeah.
So if you had this conversation with your wife before you got married, it was like, you know what, before we got together, all my relationships failed. And she said, oh, because all of your relationships failed, ours is going to fail as well. Right?
No, but did they fail from you cheating? That's not the point.
That's not the point.
Yeah, it is, because
no, it's not.
You can't exclude like excluding the details always takes it, because like
hold on. No, I'm not talking about details. I'm just talking about patterns, right? You can't look at a pattern from the past and say just because this happened in the past that that this is going to happen in our relationship. You know what I mean?
But see, the initial thing you said was, if a chick said to you flat out, yo, I cheated in all my relationships and it broke up, it's different than saying like my relationships failed.
Nah, that's
different. Like, you know what I mean? Because they can fail for different reasons. They can fail for distance. They can fall for commitment to a job. You know what I mean? It's different things. But if all my relationships failed because I cheated in every relationship, that's a pattern. That's dumb. Like, you know what I mean? To fall into that. But if I wasn't finishing, I wanted to finish school, I wanted to pursue my career, and my relationships failed, those are different things. That's understandable. Very different. Because you're at a different point in your life. So I get that. But
my point is, you can't hold something that happened in the past.
Yes, you can. If it's a pattern, it's a tendency. Yes, you can.
Well, it depends on what it is. But what I'm saying, like, who you are with your partner now may not be the same person that you are with another person.
That's great. But here's the problem. The issue comes in if you're cheating, it's a commitment situation. So if you're cheating in relationships, that means your commitment in relationships is flawed, which means your commitment in my relationship is now flawed, possibly as well. So now in the back of my head, it's always going to be that thought process of you might be cheating because that's been your habit. A failed relationship is just a failed relationship. You can fail just for any reason. Like, you may not have been mature enough for a relationship. Like Bob said, you might have other life things that you're chasing after. That person might have wanted kids right now and you don't. They might want to be married right now and you don't. Like, those relationships can fail. You might not just have been a good fit and you just separated and like, you know what, this ain't gonna work. If you're cheating, you're cheating. That's completely different than having just a failed relationship.
So once a cheater, always a cheater?
Absolutely.
No.
So you don't deserve another.
That's not what it is, Peter.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you don't deserve another chance. I'm not saying you don't deserve another chance. You can grow from being a cheater, but if you have a habit. If you have a habit of cheating, the person you're getting in a relationship with has to be okay with knowing that was your past and hoping that that's not going to be your present and your future.
Exactly.
That's the same thing I said about the female.
That's what we said.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said about the female that said I cheated on every guy before you, but there's something about you that's making me not want to.
That makes you different. That's what we were talking about.
So PJ said, is it a red flag? For me, red flag. That's not something I want to deal with. Now, if somebody else is a little bit more understanding and have a little bit more empathy for cheaters, all good. Have fun. Good luck. I'm not fucking doing it. It's not going to happen on my side.
Yo, you ain't gonna tell me you've been for the streets every time you've been in a relationship, because that means you decided to be with somebody, and that's not even the free times where you was doing whatever you was doing in between, and you still couldn't commit. That doesn't make any sense for me to say, all right, so I'm just gonna do this. Maybe when I'm 56 or something like that, when I'm old and things are my back don't work the same ways, things like that. But not right now. That doesn't make sense to me.
But I still that's like next year, cuz.
But I still think it's a conversation that needs to be had though. Because say she cheated because she was getting abused, or she cheated because he cheated, or it's circumstances to play part into it. That's why I feel you should ask her, what was your reason for cheating on your previous dudes? It's
Well, check
things
this
If
out.
you getting abused,
If
if you
abuse,
getting abused and you cheat, you don't. Like
if
you should have just left. Like
check this out
why
though.
cheat?
But if you're getting
Leave.
abused in every relationship, there's
I
something
didn't say
deeper that you
every.
need. There's
I'm
something
just talking
deeper
about
that
one
you
of
need
them.
to. No, but I'm saying like even if abuse is the issue, that's something that you definitely need to get looked into because that's something that you're into attracting, what you got to be careful with, because that's some issues that you got to look into and stay away from that type of shit. You definitely don't need no relationship if you continue to be in abusive relationship after abusive relationship.
We
But
got a
is that
comment
really
from
her
Monique.
fault?
That's a different
No.
topic, man.
Yeah,
No,
it's a
that's
whole
a
different.
whole
That's what I said.
nother
It's a
ball
different.
game. We got a comment from Monisa that says, because people like the best of both worlds, they want consistency, but still need to see what's out there.
These are women that are commenting, so that's what I'm saying. Like these are women that are giving us these comments and ideas. You see what I'm saying? Like because I'm telling you, you ain't gonna tell me your box been for the streets your whole life, and then I'm gonna be the difference. I ain't Jesus.
Nope.
I ain't into saving nobody.
Nope.
Yeah, but
It's-
if you don't got confidence in yourself, then maybe,
No.
cuz.
No, I don't
That's-
care about that. Like it ain't that serious. There's many other women out there, just like there's plenty of other men, and that's cool.
But that's the thing. It's like you have to be able to mentally deal with that. So in your mind, at any point, if something's going wrong, or if something changes, or if an attitude changes, or if she gets pissed off, your mind's always going to go back to she might fuck around and cheat because I done pissed her off. So now you apologize and trying to fix shit, watching phones, looking at locations. It's too much involved in it. So it's again, if you're somebody that has the empathy for someone who's been in that situation, great. Red flag.
So it's basically to each his own. That's essentially what it is.
Everything's to
I
each
think
his
every
own.
red flag is for each
Basically,
person.
yeah. Steve, you got anything you want to say on it?
Nah, y'all heard that. I mean, I'm not gonna repeat anything, and you know what I mean. I ain't got nothing new to add to that.
See, and Eddie front anyway, because he said he would be on the road driving a 18-wheeler, calling her, and if she ain't answer, he gonna feel some kind of way. So that's the major insecure. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if it's nothing that because you don't really trust if you're gonna sit there and be calling on that type of.
But that's me. That might not. PJ might be different. You know
Why PJ?
Because I'm the real PJ.
Because he's such a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? He's such a gentleman. Like.
Y'all crazy.
You know what I mean?
Not happening.
Well, if your partner decides that they're going to accept these red flags, or let's say forget your partner accepting the red flags or looking past these red flags, right? Let's say you decide you look past this red flag. Is there this idea that you could possibly change your partner?
Actually, if she said that about you, it's already been a change. It's already possibly, I'm gonna say possibly, been a change.
You can't change your partner, yo. Your partner has to want to change herself. And I know that from like experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if the person wants this quote unquote monogamous relationship with you, or any type of relationship with you for that matter, they have to be willing to, I guess, what am I trying to say here? They have to be willing to, I guess, change themselves in accordance to, I guess, however you would want them to be, if that's what they want to do. Because some people are like, nah, I'm gonna just be me. You just got to deal with it, or we're just, we just let it go. But that's like me. I'm a prime example of that, cause like I had to change certain things about myself to make my relationship work. Like, period. She can't change me. She can't just be like, yo, you're going to change. I have to want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
You absolutely cannot change a person on any trait. You can't change anything about anybody. It's that person's will. That's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do. Like it's not happening.
Why even deal with somebody you want to change?
Exactly.
Right. A lot of people like that project.
Well, you shouldn't have projects in a relationship. Like that.
Change isn't always bad though, cuz
it's not
change is good sometimes.
Sometimes it's growth and
that's
evolution.
Growing,
and
right?
It's growth and evolution in your thinking.
But that's changing though, ain't it?
No,
it's not changing. Evolution is just becoming a better person of what you are, but they see something there and there's the potential. That's fine.
If I was immature and I was mature, I changed my maturity level.
Saying you want to grow with somebody,
right,
is a lot different than saying I want this person to drop those habits and I'm going to be the reason they do it. Like that's not the same thing. Plus,
Exactly.
y'all niggas is old as fuck. Who's growing with a 40-year-old?
First of all, nigga, you 40 in a like
Hold
few
up.
months, like 2 months, nigga. Like, kill, say less. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Hey, at that point, I'll be like, we old as fuck. But until then, y'all old
I'm
as
still
fuck.
looking to see who he talking to.
You,
He ain't talking to me, shit. He ain't talking to me.
bro.
I mean,
old,
I don't think
you the oldest
Yeah.
person here.
At the end of this year, all y'all niggas is gonna be.
I'm one of the
40 plus,
handsomest too.
my thing
One
is
of.
this though, like,
6 out of 6 is still one of.
but like, I don't need a person to change. I just want to evolve into a better situation so that it's more peaceful than what it was. Like, because like you said, just trying to coexist with somebody initially is a change. You alter your life a little bit and you grow. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you don't need to change who you are. Like, you can be who you are. It just needs to be for the betterment of what we doing.
I don't think it's necessarily changing who you are. You're just changing certain ways about you that may be toxic.
Nah, but that's the thing. You can change your ways and you can change your toxic ways. I don't think anybody should be right. I don't think anybody should be in a relationship trying to change someone. Like if that's who that person was walking in, you're not going to change them. Like if somebody says there's this thing about me that I want to fix, that's different. We can work on that. But for me to say there's this thing you do that I fucking hate, and they're like, that's me. And I'm like, I'm gonna change it. No, you're not.
Right.
They might mask it for a little while, they might hide it for a little bit, but that's still who they are. They're going to come back out and it's going to happen again. You can't
just got to word it differently. You don't say I'm a change. You say no, you're going to change that shit.
Nah, but that's what he said. Because ultimately that leads to what Steve said. Like you start finding yourself unhappy in a situation, and then you're giving that person power to have, over your happiness. So ultimately, you got to be a little bit more understanding if it's something that you can deal with all together, or if it's just something that you just don't need, and they need to figure it out. And y'all just be better off in a different space altogether. Because you can't really change nobody.
You're not changing nobody.
But someone can want to change because of you, though. That's possible.
That's they can. Again, that's them wanting to change. It's not you changing them.
So we're all in agreement. You can't change nobody. The person has to want to change who they are. Like that's what it is. You know what I mean?
What's good?
So going into a relationship, you may find that the person that you're choosing to be in a relationship may have their guard up because of past relationships, because of being cheated on several times or whatever happened that was negative in their past relationship. So what can you do going into that relationship to let them know that you are a good dude?
Take time.
Just keep
Time's the only thing that can. Time's the only thing that can show somebody that you're different. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not gonna be on like that movie shit where somebody cuss me out and me all mad. Like, I'm not gonna super chase you all the time and things like that, because I got other priorities too. Like, I want to I'm gonna explain how I feel a couple times, but I ain't gonna keep hawking you down because you want to shut down every time. That could be a lost one on me. That's I was about to say, because that means
but then
you're
not showing her anything then.
Yo, patience is a virtue.
Patience and time is important, PJ. But if you keep also shutting down can be a bad tendency and habit too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not allowing me to show you something different, that's not my fault, because you got to still be open to be able to listen to what I'm trying to show you something different. Because if I'm not giving you that, just because you have some things and I'm not giving you that and I'm showing you and I'm trying to, but you keep shutting down, what am I gonna do?
So shutting down a red flag for you?
It can be. It depends on how you shut down. Some people shut down in different magnitudes.
Enough to be a deal breaker?
Not a deal breaker, but if it's done numerous times, you know what I mean? Like, it can have me be like, yo, this is a waste of time, because you kind of restart and you keep having to have a conversation about why you shut down this time, why you shut down this time, why you shut down this time. You're guarded, like, and it's putting us back at the beginning stage. So we can't really get further because we're still trying to get past these hurdles. It's like if they put on a track and field, they put all the hurdles right next to each other. You're trying to jump over. You might stumble. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna walk around and go somewhere else.
But I think when you especially like people shutting down. I think it's finding out what the shutdown's for, and then knowing how to address it before it happens again. So it's like if I know you shut down when these kind of things happen, then you probably have to like finagle your way into those situations, or say, you know, I don't want you to shut down, but here's such and such and such and such, and have that conversation. And again, I think there's just a lot of communication that has to happen in relationships that people just don't have, and we expect people to just kind of do what we want them to do, or we expect them to do, and it just doesn't work like that.
Yep.
Is it because we lust people first though? You know what I mean? Because like, is that why? Because we let the lust supersede the conversation. You know what I mean? Because
I think typically we just get into relationships. I think we get into serious relationships before we actually know the person we're getting into a relationship with. So It's like we don't spend that time getting to know those people, and it's like, all right, we're in a relationship now, and you've known this person for like a month. Nobody's their true self after a month of knowing each other. So it's like you have to you got to take more time getting to know that person and getting to actually understand who that person is. And we don't do it. We live in a culture that everything is microwave. So now you microwave a relationship.
Microwave green tea.
Except for green tea.
Exactly.
There wouldn't be any relationships lasting at all.
Right.
There's no way you're gonna realize, you know, you sit there and get to learn somebody and you realize, yo, I hate the way you do this. I don't like that you do this and that, but I still want to be with you. It's not going to happen. We would not have that many
that's not true, PJ, because people put up with people for it's cheaper to keep her. We went back on that before. Like, there's people that will deal with a situation, and like Eddie said before, like there's chicks that'll deal with shit because of cash. Like Boog said, there's people that deal with abuse because of cash. You know what I'm saying? And they can hate a whole bunch of situations, but it puts them in a different thing. And people put on facades all the time. And that's the thing that we're discussing now, because we're really going behind the scenes. That's what we're trying to really get at. But a lot of people put on a lot of facades for a lot of things. And they'll put up with something because technically we're not all perfect people. So you can't be judgmental. So you got to allow yourself to let this person be their person. And that's where you have people that get cheated on, or people that get abused, or different things like that, because he's just going through this. He has pressure, or she has pressure. So there's different things for reasons why people just stay in a relationship.
People pick and choose their battles, yo. Like as you were saying, like none of us are perfect, right? So if you're going into a situation thinking, I'm going to nitpick, like some people have the dumbest thing. I hate how loud you chew, like the dumbest shit. But it's like, are you going to break up with somebody because you hate how loud they chew?
Was that personal? Cause
yeah, you should.
I have.
You think of how much meals you're going to share with this person. Yes, if you hate the way they chew, you should free yourself from the situation.
Because how stupid is that, though, man?
No, if you hate it,
you have to decide you're going to go with it.
If you're the type of person that says, I hate the way you chew, there's also some other dumb shit that you hate, so you just need to be by yourself then. Like, that's dumb.
No. Some motherfuckers just do weird.
That's weird as hell.
Some people do eat real nasty.
Like, yeah. So all right. So then if I chew loud, then I guess how I fix it then, this is me changing me. Let me just close my mouth. Then you can't hear it.
Well, you should close your mouth. You ain't a fucking cow.
Yo, Eddie, you're not making any good points right now.
If you made it as old as you are, you ain't changing the way you chew. Like, it's not happening. So if somebody hates the way you eat, then they need to not do it.
Man.
You can work on table manners.
Nah, man.
Yeah, if you want to be,
I just said that. Here's the thing: if you hate something minor about somebody, like, then you just should find somebody else to deal with.
You're nitpicking because maybe everything else about that person you love, but I'm just mad because you chew like a fucking goat.
That's the problem. No, that's the problem. See, because what you might find important, somebody else might not find important, and vice versa. So, like you said, like Steve was saying, if I got to sit down and eat with you, and you out there doing all that, they can be like, God damn, like I want to eat dinner now, but I can't sit down with him because this nigga chewing like cud. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Like,
and then now we go out in public together.
I'm sorry, y'all niggas is perfect. My bad. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, like you said, it's nitpicking, and it's about something little. Like, why nag on a minor point when like ain't nothing forcing you to be there?
True.
But you know what? In all honesty, on that chewing thing, it actually is a condition. To be honest with you, it's called misophonia. It's a condition. Listen, hear me out.
It's called cow mouth.
No, I'm not even reading it. You know, being in the mental health field, it's not just chewing, but chewing can trigger. It's actually stated under mental health. It's a condition called, I don't want to misquote it. It might be misphonia or misphonia. But what it is, like even clicking a pen can disturb somebody so mentally to where they have breakdowns. It could be chewing, just random noises, and it set people off. It's a true condition.
I think my mom got a friend.
It don't even gotta be that serious. Like if I think she's unattractive when she eats, I'm not dealing with her.
Oh, no, I'm saying it to the ones that say it's not that serious because somebody choose like this or somebody.
Because you already knew how this person was anyway. Like if you made it to an actual relationship, they've been chewing like that, and now it bothers you.
No, well, that's on you
let
for
your
doing
hair down
something
after
like
the
that.
newness wears off. Remember, because everybody goes through the newness at the beginning of a relationship or a talking phase where everything's all right. You're like, I can deal with that. But then she sleeps over and she snores like a fucking board. You be like, oh my God, like she can't never spend the night because she snores like, you know what I mean? Like that's an issue though.
Right? So you gonna end the relationship because she snores?
It's not gonna start.
Supposed to sleep? How am I supposed to sleep?
She probably got to go take a sleep study. She probably got sleep apnea. That'll cure it.
Okay, I'm not sleeping next to her with a sleep machine.
That don't cure it. That don't cure it, cause like,
yes, it does.
Cause go to a sleep study going to cure your sleep apnea.
They're gonna put you in a sleep machine, and you'll no longer snore.
Now I gotta listen to a vacuum cleaner.
And pause breathing.
Exactly. Got a vacuum cleaner running all damn night.
You trying to see this?
Okay, you know what? Because it's not even like that. Y'all tripping. It's not even that bad.
I want to roll over but I gotta move her face mask first.
Sorry, we didn't mean to touch any nerves, but
you gotta take the selfie. Wake up in the morning.
If there's certain signs,
it ain't even that loud, cuz like stop.
Darth Vader over here.
This is 2021. Science, listen, science ain't that bad. The damn machine ain't that loud, man.
Nah, you be surprised.
I'm not surprised because I sleep with a CPAP machine. I'm trying to fucking tell you. Like
you try to drink, you got this hose and shit going off the bed. That's not no. Take the hose off the bed, cuz.
Where we at next, PJ?
All right, so all right, let's say all right, we get past all of these red flags, we get past the chewing and the breathing and all that good stuff. We make it on to the relationship.
Yo, Vaughn said a vacuum cleaner running all night.
You can't cut exactly. I'm being biased though. Because here's the thing. I'm sure there's something about everybody that bothers their partner, yo. That's real.
Of course.
Bothers and hate are two different things. Like if you hate this thing about that person, then you're an idiot for dealing with them.
Because you've never been in a relationship with a female where you just hated one thing, but you just stuck it out for a little bit.
Yeah, and all my relationships are beaming. They should be on Mount Rushmore of relationships. So I'm the person to ask that question. You're absolutely right.
Okay, you asked the wrong person that question, though. That's not.
I'm simply asking because it's not like Cuz was in relationships in the past. I'm sure that had a little bit of time with them, and I'm sure there was something about that person that just pissed him the hell off. And I mean, obviously it's over now, I guess, but whatever. But I'm saying you chose to stick it out for a little bit, though. No,
young, dumb, full of cum. Ain't that the same?
That's it. The back part, the full of cum. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we're speaking like late 30, 40-year-old men now, but it's different when you're talking in your early 20s.
Yeah,
right.
Go ahead, PJ. My fault.
So,
do your thing.
So either way, we get past the CPAP, we get past the chewing and cheating and all that, right?
You get past the CPAP and cheating, you definitely should get married.
That's the one for you.
I cheated on my Darth Vader.
They might got like the year 2025 model where it's like completely silent, right?
Mm-hmm. Or they got the new shit that goes inside you.
It goes inside you. CPAP 3000 info. We're good on that.
All right. We get past all of that, and you get to the family. You start dealing with her family. You get around her family, and what part do they play in this? Like, could they possibly be a deal breaker if you don't quite get along with their family?
Ooh,
That depends. I've been in a relationship to where family played a part.
Toxic.
And the reason I say that it affected the relationship was because it's fine if your family gives you their opinion. Number one, I'm a firm believer that what goes on in our house should stay in our house. That's what I believe. That's number one. But it's like if your family does know, they can state their opinion, but not to the point to where you're following and doing everything that they say. I need you to have your own mind. I need you to stand on your own 2 feet for the betterment of this relationship because I'm in a relationship with you. Now, granted, I have to deal with your family and be associated with, but at the end of the day, if me and you are going any further, it has to be me and you, not me, you, your mom, or me, you, your dad, or me, you, your cousin. It's not going to work out for me. I'm speaking from personal experience. It's not going to work out for me like that.
So that's basically that person has to be on that same type of mind frame because say you're dealing with a person who's all about family, like yo, my family matters, like their opinion matters, and so if you're on that type of time that you're talking, then it's not going to work because that family's always going to be in the business, and I have personal experience in that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, say it again.
No, I was fucking with you.
Did you say I'm in it now?
No. I said no.
Get the 3-pack.
But what I'm saying is basically that person y'all gotta see eye to eye on that situation, man. Because you're right. What happens in my house, happens in my house. Like your family doesn't pay these bills. You know what I'm saying? Your family ain't spending 80 hours a week in the truck trying to hold it down. Like, you know what I mean?
You blacking out, huh?
Okay. Oh no,
you was going hard. I was just like,
my fault, cuz my fault.
The thing is this: like, one, you do got to understand, like, the family's going to play an issue because they've known their family their whole life. Right. You know what I mean? And prior to meeting you, their experiences are through their family. You know, like their cookouts, family reunions, spending the night. So the person that you are dating has a lot of influence from this family. So to understand that, I think the family's key for you to understand to see if you can go on with the relationship altogether as well and have those conversations like Bugs was saying, where you see how much of an influence the family has on this individual and for what reason, and if it's anything, because some people can't think outside of what they're told, and that can destroy a relationship. But if it's something where where they can hear it, kind of relay it, talk about it, and you can sit there and discuss it with them, then by all means, the family can be involved. But they can't be so like the mom can't be at your house every day in the kitchen with your wife cooking every day, all that type of stuff, and where you're trying to develop a relationship and family. You know what I mean? Or just different things like that. So I think it's a good thing.
Does the mom cook better than the wife?
Cause she can cook that at home and then bring it, you know what I mean, drop it by.
I mean,
you don't want to hassle, right? Cuz come use my kitchen.
Right. I want that shit hot because I don't want to microwave it.
Because microwaving ain't good. I think that's the issue when it comes to like family and relationships is you have to keep. I think a part of your relationship has to stay out of the family because say there's an issue and the two of you have a fight, whatever, you now go talk to the family. The two of you make up, but now the family's still pissed off because
holding that face.
Right. So that it's like now you still got to deal with them, and it's like why was that even brought up in the topic with that conversation? So relationships, like I think that it's great to have the family environment, but I think when there's like issues in the family or in your relationship, that shouldn't be a part of the family conversation.
Exactly.
Everything else, engagement, all that other kind of stuff, that's great. When it's problems, I don't think family and friends should be involved in your relationship issues.
Not at all.
So who do you talk to then?
Go find a therapist, find a pastor, talk to your puppy. I don't know. Fucking talk to somebody else.
God.
The Reverend would say God.
God. Talk to the Lord.
Reach.
The Lord.
Talk to the Lord.
So basically, y'all should just build an altar, put some candles on it, and that's where you'll go talk.
PJ, you don't think like you said who should you talk to, but don't you think talking to your mom about how upset you are about your boyfriend is a conflict of interest at times? Because that's the love that they have for you is deep, just like you can have love for somebody too, but it's deep, it's different. You know what I mean? Like the love my dad has for me is gonna be different than the love You know what I mean? For her, like it's different, and he can love her. You know what I mean? I can love her too, but it's different. So to hear him just talk about something that hurt them, you don't want to do that because it's gonna skew them.
Mm-hmm.
And that like Chad said, because as soon as they get back together,
it's a wrap. Because you know, what I mean, she told her mom and her aunts and her cousins that every relationship you was in, you cheated in. They
forgave you, but the family never forgive you.
They will never forgive you. Family hold on to that shit forever. The dad be like, "Yo, 22 years ago, you fucking broke my lawnmower," and she told me you did it.
That's it. Following you around at the family reunion.
You ain't got no grass. Like, what the fuck you mad for?
I just think that you got to be mindful of a lot of things, and I think like these type of discussions are needed more in our community altogether. Like we hold a thing about not talking about things, trying to play, you know, like different positioning all the time. So I think this is key. But opening your family up, you got to have a friend that you can talk to, somebody you can trust. Like it can't be the family all the time because the family, like I said, it's gonna be skewed.
But that friend is gonna be skewed too.
But I was about
the friend is the friend, and the friend's love is gonna be different. The friends still don't love you more like your mother or your dad or your sister.
But I think even if you pull,
brother,
I think in the circumstance you do pull a friend into a situation, you have to find a friend that's not going to just tell you that you're right. But it's like if you're wrong as hell, they're gonna be like, "Yo, you fucked up. Like you're wrong." And it's different. You have to pick who you go to because most people, when they decide to go tell somebody something, they typically go tell someone who they know is going to have their side because they don't want to face the issue of being wrong. So it's like, well, she did such and such and such and such and such. I'm like, okay, but what did you do?
Right.
It's like, I didn't do nothing. Nah, you did something because all this wouldn't happen if you wouldn't have done anything. So it's like you have to find somebody who's unbiased. Exactly. And no.
But see, the thing is, when you talk to somebody like your parents or somebody that knows you, they know your tendencies already. So when you tell them what you did, like you said, if they're an open-minded person, that's going to tell you, they go like, did you do this? Because they already know your tendencies. Like if you talk to your mom, Shot, she knows your tendencies already. So if you say, I did this, she go like, well, I know you probably said this or this. And then you like, she's go like, yeah. So it's different. So that's why you just... Right, you just leave.
Yo, but that's just it. Like whenever I've had issues, man, and I talked to my mom about it. Like you said, my mom knows it. So it's like, but PJ, I know you, whatever. And see, I guess I'm just a little bit different. I like a person. No, I'm talking about the actual.
She would have said the real PJ. I know you. It's different.
but like I'm the type of person that I prefer to talk to a person that's going to hold me accountable because I don't need a yes man. I can't grow with a yes man. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like everybody should honestly feel that way. Why would you want to? I could go. All right, I could call Bubba and be like, man, she in here. Blah, 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 so forth and so on. And cousin be like, yeah. We both be like, yeah, F her. You know what I'm saying? What is that going to do?
No, don't put me like that. Don't set me up like that.
No, cuz I'm not saying you do that. This is just an example.
That sound like Bub. Yeah,
that sound like Bub.
Just like Bub.
I just want to put it out there that Bub doesn't say, man, F that B. We riding out, cuz. You don't do that, cuz. You're better dude than that.
Yeah. I've started plenty of conversations off with Bub with, man, this bitch. And they always went the way I wanted them to go. So,
but you knew they were going to go that way.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, that's why I call Bub.
Yo, these are lies, and these are if there's no evidence. All that shit sounds like falsehood, and we ain't even talking about this. This is all hypothetical because nothing happened to do with Bub. Like we're just discussing in general. I don't talk like that.
No, if I want to hear, something positive, I'll call the real PJ.
He won't answer. So I don't know.
Yeah, you ain't lying. That's a real lie. How about you gonna call the real PJ?
So if you really don't want to talk about it, then call me.
Have a positive conversation with his voicemail.
Yo, this is PJ. They've been messaging after the beat. Yo, cuz I don't believe this, yo.
3 months later, yo, you called me?
I just got your voicemail. So D said it depends on the mom. Some parents can offer honest, unbiased advice, and some moms don't want to be involved in a mess in the first place.
Yeah.
True. That's true.
Agreed.
Yeah.
True.
Bet wrote a paragraph.
You gonna do that?
Yeah, she did. Oh, good.
I love my family. Love his family. I'm happy we live in different states in our family. It also helps our relationship because we are forced to work through our differences.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Distance can definitely help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, distance helps because if you 5 minutes away, like you're involved.
Yeah.
Every time she get mad, she run into her family house if you 5 minutes away.
Bugs, that hit different, huh? That sounded kind of personal. You said 5 minutes, like
down the road.
Yo, let me tell you something. I'm gonna put an example out there. And this didn't happen to me, but it did happen to a homeboy, man. It's like if you got bills that she
that don't even sound right.
Nah, I'm good with mine.
You might as well just say what had happened was.
Nah, listen.
What up with your bull?
Nah, that's
Right.
a disclaimer. That's a disclaimer. Seriously, disclaimer. But nah, what it is like you can have a conversation.
We don't know
with
him.
the person you in a relationship with, as far as bill paying, this, that, and the third. Now, if she goes and tells her mom, I pay this, I pay that, I pay this, and mom says or said, you shouldn't be paying this, that, and the third. He should be paying XYZ. And she goes back and tell him, my mom said I shouldn't be paying this. I'm paying XYZ.
First of all,
let me ask you a question.
I'd be like, well, tell your mom to pay XYZ.
How old were these people?
In their 30s, well into their 30s, Chief. That's the problem.
That's not a good look.
That's like when Jay-Z apologized for Super Ugly. It was like, because my mom said that.
Man, I'll be trying to play Hove, cuz.
Yo, play him because he got ether, cuz. Nah, all that, cuz. But
if you use your my mom said as a scapegoat to how you
that's
feel,
a problem.
That's immaturity.
Yeah,
so it's like that's how you feel. My mom said that I shouldn't be doing this. You grown.
My mom said, "Come get my bike back."
Go live with your mom. Go live with your mom.
And I told him, I said, you can put up with it if you want to, but if that's the case over something as simple as this, and inside your household, she'll always go to your mom. He told me what happened because he was upset about it, and I'm like, "What you upset for? You see how it's gonna be down the line. She's gonna always run to her mom. So it's just something whether you want to deal with it or whether you don't. You have to weigh the pros and cons."
So where do they stand now?
They're separated.
Nah.
Good job. Good job.
It's over.
Shout out to him.
Exactly. Because that ain't gonna work. Like, why are you going to your parents talking about what bills you pay at the house? Like,
exactly. That's the point
I don't even want to talk about the
when they here stays in here.
So
we got anything else, PJ?
Yeah, nah, that's about it. That wraps it up for the most part. I want to get everybody's opinion on relationships or what you feel before Reverend Buggs wraps it up for us. So,
Reverend Buggs.
Eddie, you got any parting shots on relationships? Any advice? Anything you would have done different in life? Whatever.
Man, I wouldn't have cheated the whole. It's like, no, I'm playing.
Mr. Red Flag himself.
I'm talking shit, man. Nah,
you don't gotta apologize to us. When you get off, when you put that CPAP machine up, make sure that machine is plugged in.
And I'm gonna call Bub. Yo, cuz.
She put ammonia in my CPAP.
Yeah, cuz.
Oh man.
Yeah, you got me over here choking and trying to kill me. Yo. Nah, I ain't got no damn relationship advice, man. I guess I'll just say, man, listen, like everything that we just started talking about, it, like you said, Bob, is to each his own. Cause like you can't change nobody. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to change yourself if you think that that's necessary or not deal with that person. Like from my own experience, man, I had to change certain ways about me. Oh, okay, the relationship that I got into, like she accepted me for who I was. Like we've been together. Like 11 years, probably a little bit more, give or take a year. But like I had to change certain things about me for our relationship to work because I just had a little bit of toxicness with me. So I had to change me. And yes, some of it was by her request, but I saw that it was a problem and I wanted this relationship to work. So I decided, it's worth it. It's worth me changing. And that's what it is. Is it worth you changing certain things about yourself? Because you're not changing you. I'm me. I'm still the same Eddie that everybody knows, but there's certain things about me that needed to, I guess I needed to mature a little bit. You know what I mean?
All right, sounds good. Steve, got anything?
Shit. And any advice I have,
it never be good when it starts like that, man.
just do the opposite.
Oh God, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm no one to give relationship advice to anybody.
All right, Shy, what you got, man?
Again, I think that you should take your time getting into a relationship and just make sure that you know that person and make sure the communication is always on point. I think that's the biggest downfall in relationships, start in communication. So keep talking. There's tough conversations, there's easy conversations, but you got to keep having them. As long as you're having the conversations, you're opening up to communication, you should be good. But relationships are work. You just got to work at it.
Definitely. Bob.
Yeah, see.
I mean, a relationship is a beautiful thing because you create something from two different people from two different aspects of life. But it, like Shad said at the end, like the key thing is that it takes work. Like this disclaimer that relationships just blossom and it's just perfect. Like it hits rough patches. Relationships, a long-term relationship never just has, man, we never argued, we never disagreed. That shit ain't the truth. You know what I mean? Like you said, you're growing as people. So just give it effort, make sure you have communication. And if you love somebody and they genuinely love you back and it's not for like false reasons, stick it out, figure it out. Take avenues to make sure that you get this thing in the right direction. That's all I got to say.
All right, before I pass it on to Bugs, I just want to say my piece. Monogamy is a choice. You know what I mean? And you gotta, if you're going to choose to be in a monogamous relationship, you're gonna have to choose your partner every single day. It may not be the most natural thing, but it can become a learned behavior that is easy to do. So I would like to
don't stutter. That take the authenticity out of it.
I mean, but I think that's what makes it more authentic. You know what I mean? If I was just flowing, you know what I mean, I'll be reading something like I was
like it was books.
Like I was books.
Never that. Revelation.
So yeah,
revelation.
The biggest point I want to take away is you choose your partner every day if you choose to be in a monogamous relationship. Reverend Bugs, can you take us out of here?
You know what? Seriously, I'm gonna go back to what I said.
My mom said I sound like a rom-com though.
that choose your partner every day, Joel. Like that was straight off a Lifetime.
Oh man! But that's what he does to make sure his wife is happy. They sit there and cuddle and watch Hallmark movies together, and rub their feet together.
I'm gonna get some juice. You want some juice?
I like Hallmark movies.
You like some warm milk?
All right, Bugs, man, take us out.
Oh shit!
Nah, you already covered the monogamy, but like I said earlier, let's be real. You get in the airplane, you take a chance. There's no guarantee you're gonna make your destination. You get in the car, you take a chance. It's the same thing with a relationship. Hold on, same thing with a relationship. You get in that relationship.
What happened?
I didn't do it.
What happened?
Steve, y'all really didn't want to hear what he was going to
Nah, nobody did that to him.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, how y'all do that? Something like that.
Give him 2 minutes.
He's coming back. He's coming back. We're gonna let him close out. That was perfect. His timing was everything.
So bad.
Shad, you did him wrong. You in control.
I didn't do it, cuz.
No, he didn't, because I'm back. Look. It's for certain people. Now, you don't want to. Nobody wants to be led on. Nobody wants their feelings to be played with. And in all actuality, male or female, nobody really wants to be hurt. So communication is definitely key. And we're gonna close out with that. Always communicate. If you're in a monogamous relationship, continue to press on. If you're contemplating getting out, talk to your partner. Maybe it's something that can be worked out or changed. If it's not, then you two have to agree to separate ways. But I just want to say we want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight, because on a Friday night it's